Depop and Vinted are two of the biggest resale platforms that are changing the way younger generations shop. So we want to look at what the difference is between the two. Starting with Depop, the game changer. Depop was founded in 2011 as a small social network platform that allowed the readers of Pig magazine to buy the items featured. It soon developed into a worldwide marketplace for secondhand clothing. The app allows users to connect with friends and influencers to browse what they're selling, liking and buying as they go, which brings a social dynamic to shopping. This revolutionary concept really grabbed the attention of Gen Z. Depop now has 26 million users worldwide, including designers, collectors, casual sellers and artists. The app's popularity surged with its familiar, easy-to-use platform and its growing fashion-conscious fan base. It has become the go-to place for wannabe creators, designers, and small business entrepreneurs, with many taking their Depop businesses full-time. Depop's huge recent sale to Etsy demonstrates that this way of shopping is taking over. Gen Z is now taking the planet into consideration when shopping, and many are converting to secondhand to stop the wastage and overproduction that is seen in fast fashion. So, Vinted, the wardrobe clearer. Vinted is pitching itself directly against Depop. This platform was founded in Lithuania in 2008, with the vision to show everyone just how brilliant secondhand can be. They quickly expanded to 10 more countries and launched an app in 2012, which was an instant success. Much like Depop, they successfully created a social marketplace. Across the UK, US and EU, Vinted have 21 million users buying and selling pre-loved items, which is actually very close to Depop's community size. Although many users do have both apps, Vinted is very Europe-centric and is most popular in France. This app makes it very easy for people just looking to sell casually, rather than creating a business account like Depop. Both marketplaces are surging in popularity worldwide. They're focused on similar goals of gaining global status and being the go-to for sustainable shoppers, as well as being a cornerstone of the circular fashion economy. There are some noticeable differences between the platforms that might sway your choice of one over the other. When selling on Depop, they take 10% of what you earn from each sale. Vinted do not have this condition and users can sell for free. However, they do take a fee from the buyer for purchasing an item that depends on the price. This means Vinted incentivizes sellers to list more individual items and also more expensive items. So why does everyone love Depop so much? Depop has made the reselling of clothing very, very easy through its app. They've given it a familiar look and feel, much like Instagram, with its social feed and interactive structure. This app design means buyers and sellers can spend hours scrolling, searching, and posting. With this easy way of browsing, bargain hunting is fun, and many users find amazing items for unbelievable prices. Especially for Generation Z, for whom buying high-priced designer items isn't always an option. Now they can turn to Depop and find some great bargains. It has become very much a social app. It allows users to socialise and to meet other people with similar interests and styles. There's a lot of crossover between other social platforms, with hundreds of groups and pages set up around the Depop scene. In the beginning, the first incentive to use the app was mainly to get a bit of extra money just through selling your old clothes. But soon people realised how profitable the site could be and how to utilise the app to create a business. Depop is now filled with small businesses, ranging from small bedroom sellers to high street vintage sellers. Depop has proved to be a lifeline for a lot of youngsters during the COVID lockdowns, typically when they would have been looking for hospitality jobs. One success story here is the Depop shop Alaria Jewellery, which produces colourful and trendy rings. Again, this started from home and did very, very well in lockdown. Jemima Firth, the founder, recently was featured in Miss Vogue and said, "I started making jewellery in my laundry room and had so many compliments about my pieces that I thought I should share them. I use Depop as a way of selling and showing my designs." So if you're looking for a way of displaying and selling your own creations, Depop is perfect for you. So what is the bad side to Depop? Really, it's the fee. A lot of users try to skirt around this 10% fee, which goes against the Depop community guidelines. And if you're caught offering to take payment outside of the platform to avoid this, you might be banned for life. If you are a buyer, do avoid this because you will also lose your protection and are likely to be scammed. Like many platforms on the internet, Depop sadly does have issues with scammers and bootleg items. Like many social media sites, harassment is also unfortunately something that can occur on Depop. A recent article from the Business of Fashion explained the harm that this can have if not regulated properly. In interviews with nearly a dozen Depop users, the Business of Fashion heard numerous reports of women being inundated with sexual messages. The app does include a report option that could potentially end in suspension from the site for a user if they were harassing people. Due to its likeness to Instagram, there is a risk when posting pictures of yourself as a model. However, never hesitate from reporting bad behaviour. The quicker these predatory users are removed from the platform, the better. The good of Vinted. We've already talked about the fact that selling is completely free on Vinted. The selling process is super easy too. While listing an item, it gives you a step-by-step guide on how to reach the most buyers using hashtags and aesthetic posts. Vinted have created their whole selling process to be easy and fun, compared to eBay, which can take a lot longer. Vinted also offers another feature, which is swapping, allowing users to do a friendly swap of items. This opens avenues to people who do not want to spend money, which can be the case for university students or young teenagers. Is Vinted for everyone? Well, it does include some restrictions on what clothing categories you can sell, unlike Depop, which can be a bit restrictive and turn potential users away. It only allows you to sell women's clothing, women's bags, women's beauty products, cosmetics, tech accessories, men's clothing, children's clothing, and all types of footwear. So people looking for homeware items and others, not included, will still have to report to Vinted's old school competitor, eBay. Vinted is very popular in the EU as they originate from there, and they catered perfectly to that market. Within the US and UK markets, the app is still emerging, so if you're a UK seller, it may be a bit tougher to make a sale here than on Depop. With similar ethics and customer bases, both apps come head-to-head within the resale market. From a first glance, Vinted have taken a more original shopping approach layout to Depop, who created more of a social network. But Depop having this social network style app to display items makes it really easy and familiar for Gen Z to browse. Vinted, on the other hand, has a much more efficient search engine, making it easier to look up a specific term. Our team conducted some market research with a poll on Instagram, and the main age range of the followers replied is 18 to 24, giving a great look into the target market's opinion. We asked the question, which is your favourite resale app, Depop or Vinted? And out of the 184 votes we got back, Vinted only got 17 and Depop came in at the majority with 167. There's always a big question, which app will work for me? And that all just depends on what you're selling. Depop's very business orientated and a lot of work goes into selling and building a Depop store. However, it's really fun and accessible, especially if you love a bit of scrolling yourself. So if you're an aspiring designer, entrepreneur, or someone who wants to show off their creativity, Depop's amazing in reaching many other users and facilitating your small business. What is becoming clear is that trends are actually starting to originate from Depop, and it is driving changes in fashion. If you're looking for a more chilled approach and just want to sell a few things from your wardrobe, Vinted might be more suited to you. It's not as business driven as Depop and does not charge a seller's fee for selling. If you have an old prom dress you want to get rid of, for example, and you don't want to lose money for a fee, Vinted is the best option. However, just from the number of users and dominance in the UK particularly, Depop appears to be the market's favourite through its social network style of interaction and selling. For us, it's a clear leader with its ability to create and dictate the trends of the most fashion conscious.